no merchant here. Right. Right. That's the problem. We just arrived. Okay. I see how it is. I'm certainly not hiring a rogue, that's for certain. White does not regenerate, so I don't give a crap. And yep. Moving on.
By the mother's wrath!
Earl. Once we get through the cleric, we're safe. Earl is a mini-boss, but I doubt, but harmless mini-boss. Yeah. They need a natural 20 to hit me. And even if they hit me, they probably won't do damage. Yeah, all get sucked away. To see what the plot giver here is. Then we'll move on. I doubt there's anything valuable here besides that. Although there might be a secret door there. Certainly enough room for our area. Ah, there's also... No, this door goes to another area. Right. Plot giver. Open. Have orc. No, have something. What exactly are you? Have fiend.
What?
Our mates wish for you to scout certain areas on level 2, spot what lives there. When you reach a level, I'll update the areas you need in your dungeon journal. Okay, I accept that. It probably... because this is the first area we're here, right. Need to visit 2 areas, one of which is the boss fight. No problem. Not sure if she survives or he, whatever.
Hold this place. Let nothing uproot you. The good of all!
We're rats. We go to the east, we'll have the boss fight. Sure, I want to have it at this moment. I need a merchant more than I need the boss fight at the moment, so head north.
Hold this place. Let nothing uproot you.
That is a puzzle.
Here you meet your end!
I've had it with you! Okay.
Ha!
Samatska!
Here you meet your end!
I've had it!
Oh, just kill it.
The good of all to the fight! Onward!
You Steve, please stop yelling at me. Suppose it's my fault for choosing this sound set. Right, there's at least a puzzle here. Is there something else? A plot giver. Ah, ass.
Hold this place. Let nothing
The
uproot
sooner we
you.
get it though, the better, because it might be something that gives me experience and money for kills.
To the fight! Onward!
Ah, this puzzle again. Right. What? These are all pointing where? North, right, or west in this case actually. Good, good, good. So let's start with this then. This doesn't really matter where it shoots, as long as it doesn't shoot at anything else. Wait. Portal has been opened to a new area. Fair enough. Secret. Orban Road.
You buggers!
Aura of Glory, whatever that means.
Hold this place. Let nothing uproot you. Here you meet your end!
Holy shit, we took 2 points of damage from the boar. Got a critical hit on me.
To the fight! Onward! Hold this place. Let nothing uproot you.
Well, at least we know where the plot guy is.
To the fight! Onward! This is an outrage!
Endure elements. Endure elements doesn't protect you all that well. The protection lasts. Right, here should be the plot giver, Colban. My friends need for you to fetch Succulent Soother. Some are found on creatures at level 2, and I will compensate you for each one you fetch. I guess your wasted efforts are worth 124 gold and experience for each Succulent Soother you fetch. Sure. He's not coming with us, so this is something that we'll possibly visit when we get out of here, but not before. To our equipment dump. What exactly is a Succulent Soother anyway? Do I have it? I'll have to keep an eye out. I'm sure I'll spot it. Right. North.
Hold this place.
I'll go
Let
first.
nothing uproot you. To the fight! Onward!
You focus on one enemy at a time, please. Especially regenerating enemies. Well, I don't think werewolf regenerate in this.
Hold this place. Let nothing uproot you. To the fight!
That's it! You're done!
Prince of Thieves. What the hell does that mean? Probably a mini boss of some sort.
Take that!
Well, it has a lot of thievery equipment, so we can skip it. Dark rust here. Fortitude save +2. Not interested. Mainly because I think there's a limit to how much crap you can do. If for nothing
Hold
else,
this
the
place.
gems you
Let
carry.
nothing uproot you.
So for doing something silly like a fortitude save just isn't worth it. Not for a fighter at least. Reflex save might be the only one worth going. Preferably universal save. Will is not a good idea because you basically are gonna get the immunity anyway.
To the fight! Onward!
So focusing on will saving throw improvement specifically is probably not worth it. Probably. It depends on when we're gonna get the immunity. Sooner or later, the those will saving throws are gonna be a big problem. Dark Blood Pearl. What exactly did we have to pick up? What is the item? Kill jaguars. Find the black wormling. Explore succulent soother on creatures. Still, if this is the model we're gonna get them, they're gonna be somewhat irrelevant.
Hold this place. Let nothing uproot
Haven't
you.
seen a single one so far. Wizard.
To the fight!
A lot of endure elements potions. Area 8. Suspicious amount of space there. Highly suspicious. Also, did I check the map on this area already? No. Should be a base of operations. Ooh, what is that? Area X, right. So this cannot possibly be an area X. This is probably the base. Yes. And a merchant. Spectre minions. Troglodyte fighter hireling. Probably capable fighter. Still, rest first. I need to get the find traps uses back. So we are mostly resting to restore item usage, not health. Right, and we have a lot of loot. First things first, do you have on sale something that I might find useful? Spell immunity for 50,000. Spell levels 2 or lower immunity, that's a pretty big deal. So it's really the third level where the shit starts to come your way, really. That's a good build. But even that's only 50,000. I mean, I 800,000 at this point. Local bravery for 77,000. That sounds interesting. Immunity to mind affecting spells, immunity to fear, which is pretty much the same thing. Plus 4 wisdom. What exactly does our current cloak do? It has resistance as 5 against pretty much everything, which is okay, but I'll take my mind affecting immunity, thanks. So now I'm pretty much impervious to everything. No, I'm lacking death protection, but that means usually a fortitude save and sometimes even a mind affecting save. So that's hard to fail for a fighter. Possible, but hard. Ring of Freedom. Freedom is the one thing that we're still really missing. We have spell resistance. We could also give up the damage reduction. It is definitely still working on us, so I wouldn't want to give up the ring. But freedom gives me immunity toward paralysis, which is for us it's pretty much if we fail the saving throw we lose, and it's a mind affecting one, so there's a high probability that we will fail it. I don't have any belts in storage. Weird. I think I might have freedom somewhere. In an amulet, which is pretty much the one place I cannot possibly have it. So I'll take the Ring of Freedom. At this point I would give up the spell resistance. It is a very nice thing to have. However, there's not much spells being thrown around. So this protection is more useful. At this time, things might very well change very quickly. Haste on a ring. Right, that's a very quick change on things. Because we have much better... This amulet is not useful at all. But a haste ring. That's definitely something we'll hold on to. What about the amulets? Damage resistance, slashing and discipline. This is just garbage. Fire resistance and listen, yeah. This is not sure why I'm holding on to this. Probably was a good idea at the time. Cold resist. That might have uses. We do have freedom amulet, but this doesn't really change. Paralysis immunity doesn't mean much if we have freedom and mind affecting immunity. It'll cover paralysis certainly. Right, I don't really see a point in changing things, because we will just lose the minor damage protection in the exchange and gain nothing. Hated bracers. Okay, now this is getting silly. It's more or less that we can switch items around and retain the vital protections. So we're definitely holding on to that. Belts are a pretty big weakness at the moment. There's nothing good on belts. I think this must be our best one, and it's saving throw versus death and intimidate +1. I mean, that's pretty bad. Haste and bonus druid slot. God damn it. There's another good reason to hold on to a lot of these haste items, because I'm thinking mainly from experience from games like Diablo, is that sometimes there's sort of a window where certain type of items drop, but they stop dropping after a while. So it could be that we will shift from haste items to something else. So now is the time to have all those different variations and store them. Later on we might not get them anymore. Regeneration +1, whoop-de-doo. Regeneration +1, fortitude saving throws. Spell resistance, weight reduction of 10%. Regeneration and spell resistance, not bad. But we have vital, absolutely vital immunities in these items, so there's no way I can take that. Slashing resist, reflex saving throws, not bad, but again, much more important immunities over there. A lot of slashing resistance on the cloaks, for some reason. Hagatha's necklace. Hagatha's original giant heirloom. Okay. The widow Hagatha was once the ruler of her people, the Cloud Giants. Her brief reign was... okay, blah 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 blah, that's what we know. Hagatha's original giant heirlooms were copied by Halaster and given as gift to his favorite underlings. They include her tiara, necklace, engagement ring, birthstone ring, and bracelet. Thankfully, these are all magical and will shrink to fit the wearer. Armor bonus, damage, soaking, light. This item in and of itself is not interesting the least. Immunity to disease. Yay. Improved evasion and regeneration. No spell resistance again. Right, that's about it. I'll take another look at the belts this time. Because I didn't realize how bad this belt was. I mean, this is basically worthless to me. They're all cheap. Except this 50,000 and 30,000 belt. Wheel saving throws +5. That's not bad, it's my only weakness, but I'm also immune to all of that now. Dexterity, immunity to spells level 2 or lower. Well, this is certainly better. Not sure why I shouldn't buy it, it's not like I'm lacking cash. So, worthless belt given away, and I cannot be harmed by level 1 or 2 spells anymore. Cannot be affected at all, that's even better. So that'll include some debuff spells, but a lot of basic mage spells. This is sort of getting a little bit ridiculous. I mean, it was already getting ridiculous a long time ago, but now... The spell immunities is something I did not expect in the least. Maybe like level 1 and level 0 spells, sure, that's not a big deal. That's something you can get from a second level spell. But higher level immunities are actually very useful. And now you give them to a fighter that will basically slaughter everything in melee combat anyway, so... How exactly are you supposed to take something like this down? I can keep upping the regeneration too if I found more gemstones. That's a big area to be totally dark. There's without a doubt a secret door somewhere. I don't know if I care to hunt it down. Seriously? There's a lot of empty areas here. Like major portions of the map are inaccessible. Definitely secrets. There's only one room that I can go to, and I think I'll visit that, leave the secrets to be found by someone else. Damage resistance, armor class increased, regenerating, saving throw increased, immunity negative level, immunity ability decrease, attack increased, damage reduction, hasted, wisdom increased, immunity to fear, immunity to mind spells, immunity to paralysis, immunity to slow, immunity to entangle, immunity to movement speed decrease, spell immunity, dexterity increased. Wonderful. The wisdom gives me saving throw bonuses, so that's good too. I think will saving throw bonuses in addition to that. So fairly about as useful as they can possibly be.
Hold this place. Let nothing uproot you. By the Mother's Wrath!
Aha! Your fear shout no longer affects me in any way.
To the fight! Onward!
Immunity to level and ability drain. So we can add that to another item. So we can ditch the gloves that only has that one. I recognize those gauntlets. I think they might be a missile swarm gauntlet. That recipe was a good one. We'll probably add them to our armor. +2 heavy armor is fairly good, especially with the improved evasion and now ability drain immunity. Leave the other items that are more likely to contain something useful. Actually there's a forge there, so why not do it now? Gives me new bracers, which I don't know what to use them on. Doesn't particularly matter. Level ability drain immunity. I can do it 5 times. Level ability drain immunity, improved evasion, regeneration, +2 armor class. So these are worthless. Weightless gloves of immunity, totally worthless. What can we do with gloves now? Positive energy resistance, of course. Haste. That would be better if nothing else. Yeah. Acid resistance, I don't really see how that would be a good idea at this point. Piercing resistance, I think the haste makes the most sense. Which means we can do something else with this. It's pretty worthless to me at the moment. But what? We can just soak damage and take natural armor if nothing else, so we already have an option there. Take immunities to disease and poison, which is fine I guess, but not that important to me. Cold resist 35. Freedom. If we take that, then Ring of Freedom becomes worthless. Yeah, this is how it works. I think I'll take the Amulet of Freedom. I'm pretty sure we have a lot of good rings. Magical resistance, not bad. But unless they have missile swarms or... okay. Missile swarms or something better, that doesn't matter. Regeneration, will saving throws. Is my mouse about to self-destruct? I seem to be double-clicking accidentally quite a lot. Slashing resist 10. No, it's always useful. We're gonna look out for new items. This is how the mouses usually go. Suddenly accidental double clicks everywhere. There's nothing here except the shop. Did I complete this one? Guess it doesn't matter unless we scout post both those areas. Right, the one thing that does not really develop with our character is attack power. There's just no good weapons for me to buy. And he's dead. Motherfucker. I don't actually care too much, but still, totally pointless loss. Succulent Soother. Ah, right, it's like a rubber nipple, I guess. That's what it is. Something for babies to suck on, to soothe them. Right, we're gonna just visit the shop here, not do all that much else. I mean, the scouting around now is totally worthless since I'm not actually getting a quest out of that, so why bother doing it? Gonna check the shop to see if we can buy some interesting jewelry and bells. Weapon recipes would probably be the most valuable thing we can get. Because we cannot buy good weapons. The merchants just don't have it in their stock. They have like a single weapon and it tends to be some basic version. Like at this point it's +1 or 2 basic weapon, with nothing else on it. Grizzly Bear. Show me what you got. Warhammer +1 of safety. I need damage, not safety. Saving throws 42 +4. +2 Warhammer. So just garbage. 35,000 safety necklace. Fortitude +6. Armor of Fate. Armor bonus versus evil +8. That's most of the enemies. Only usable by Paladin and Champion form. Uh, 70,000 only. Damage resistance. Negative energy resist 40. I mean, some clerics might be able to do that through the harm spells, but outside of that, no. Undead Dragon can do it. Weightless gloves of immunity, go away. You're not needed anymore. Superior belt of regenerate +1. Damage resistance slashing. Yeah, these are pretty worthless. I think I already have a slashing thing. Concentration +5. Bedrin's gauntlets. Strength and poison resist. Bedrin left behind his helm, his full plate armor, his gauntlets, his cloak, his crossbow, and his two-handed sword. I'm never going to be able to get this. Okay, although there is only one original set, the followers of Lyra have since duplicated the arms and armor in dedication to their fallen comrade. The problem with this is I'm not even picking up these type of items, crossbows and two-handed swords, so I'll never be able to get this. Not sure what would be the point. Strength bonuses would not be all that bad of an idea. So again, since it's a set item, I'll hold on to it. Also, do you have belts? Regeneration belt, so nothing interesting. Hopefully those set items are not going to be all that important, because I am not picking up all those items just in the hopes of getting some kind of set.
Prepare to be eviscerated, fool! Prepare to be eviscerated, fool!
Here you meet your end!
Rubber Baron. Darkest Line Blood Gem. I think one notable thing about this adventure so far is that there really isn't, even though a largest part of this is probably the fighting, there has so far been zero fighting that's sort of challenging or interesting. It's because of the huge amount of equipment you get. It's pretty much an impossible thing to achieve. Should I go for the boss directly? Because actually I think I want to go around and explore simply for the access to the merchants, because they have the good stuff. The looting seems to be totally a waste of time, maybe except some of the quest items, but they're highlighted if they're on a corpse. Ooh, this one again. Puzzle.
Here you meet your end!
Malar Panther. Yeah, I'm immune to these spells, so Good luck with that, Mr. Gnomis Wizard. The really deadly spells start at level 6 or above though, so I don't think these immunities will ever reach to the point where they're really useful. At the same time, it's not like I have anything better to put in those slots, so... I think death magic immunity is actually the last thing remaining. I can't think of anything else. We're pretty much immune to everything else so far. There's just a puzzle here. Fine. How did this work? We need to replicate the pattern, I think. Right, get the fires there. We need a... opening up to... One... Ooh... 9. 4, 2 space, 3, 2 space, 2. Gained 1800 experience points. Good haul for such a small task.
Here you meet your end!
True strike. Dark Sea Pearl. Gemstones and recipes are probably the most valuable things we can really pick up at this stage. this sort of puts our skill development into the light too. What's the point of taking spellcraft if we are pretty much immune to all spells anyway? Because the only reason I'm taking spellcraft currently is I can get saving throw increases versus spells. If they're all gonna be ineffectual anyway, what's the point in that? It would allow us to focus our efforts a little bit differently. Discipline maybe? I mean, granted the enemies don't really use discipline at the moment. Search would be another one. Because I abandoned the search bonus shoes, so now these are... Secret doors are very hard to find. I think discipline would be more useful in generally speaking. Because it's another one of those patching in vulnerabilities of the character. High level fighters that use a lot of special attacks would be a threat. They can either steal my weapon or they can knock me down and make me vulnerable. Okay, Winter Wolf, you're stealing my kills.
The good of all!
Another secret. It wasn't a secret I would not see here. That's, I think, how you spot the secrets. But what's the point? There doesn't appear to be any loot there. So at most there would be an enemy or two. What's the point in that? Still, an important level up. Potential new weapon. Doubtful, but still. We are definitely going with Weapon Master at this point. Everything useful we can still learn. We can learn as a Weapon Master. Fumble needs to be increased so we can get extra armor class. And yeah, I think Discipline. It's totally worthless now, but it might have a use later. And if we don't start developing it now, it's too late when it starts to be a problem. That's also something that the immunities will not address ever. So the skill is the only way to really resist. Higher level strength helps, but it's not enough on its own. Four areas to go. Again, we're looking for merchants mainly. Everything else is sort of... don't care. Not that much. Ah, another puzzle. 10,000 to next level up. I guess we have to do something. It's the level up since doesn't happen on its own.
To the enemy!
At the same time, what's really the point of the level up? It becomes important if we have difficulties engaging the threats we encounter here, but there's nothing of that sort on the horizon at this point. The regeneration doesn't even kick in all that often because they just can't hurt me.
The good of all!
Malar Panthers. Yeah, they can hit me on a natural 20. Sooner or later we're gonna start to encounter people who do hit me though. So we do have to keep developing things. But I think that's tied to your level again, so if you just push forward with the dungeons, would you just wrap things up with a lower level character? Would it be easier to wrap things up with a lower level character? That might be the better question. Level scaling has that side effect. Ooh, oh fuck. Not fuck? Oh, okay, I recall how this puzzle works. We need to get everyone shoots something and they need to be directed to the Burning Man. Arrows point the way, and we can only move these in rows. So. Well, these guys need to point in some other way. Both follow the same path, that's usually fairly good. I mean, we want everyone to go there, so this needs to be changed, but no. Where do we go from now? We go in circle here, so this has to be changed. Everything goes to here and comes back. Yeah, it still goes in circles. Okay, that's not bad. We can change this as we want. We go with by column. Don't really see any downside in that. Problem is, we need to get through here. It's another column change. It would lead this to go here, following the safe path as these two, so it's okay. So more or less we need to guide this blasted thing to there. That'll be it. Ding ding ding. Yeah, this isn't any good. To do this a little bit differently, these arrows must point there. At least one of them. Otherwise there's no possibility of wrapping things up here. Preferably one of these two. No. Yeah, that's pretty good. Still. Problem is that one. I don't think I can really address it on its own. If I change it, everything changes. But yeah, this will... now there's a path there. That's the important part. I don't actually think there is much of a problem. It's just a longer path that we follow with some of these, but they should end up in the same place. 2000 experience points gained. Yep, definitely worth it. Only 8,000 more. Some sort of a small room there.
The good of all!
Small room of nothingness. I think was the puzzle the only thing here? Yes. So there might be some killing still here, but nothing to just be guild leader. This seems like this would be a rogues area. The combat groups are smaller than in a lot of other areas I've explored, and every kind of a boss or mini boss seems to be named after like a rogue type of thing. So their combat capabilities are not to par. So I'm assuming this is what things would look like if you would take a rogue focused dungeon. Now we have these areas mixed in with each other, so you can get everything. And I think I prefer it with this way. I mean, yeah, we can take loot. Taking warrior focus would give us warrior focused loot. But honestly, it would just be heavy armors that I don't use, because you could still just buy better than you find. And the variety in the adventuring would go down even further. think we would get more experience that way though, because of fighting. But that's about it. That would also explain why some of these puzzles give a lot of experience. Because with a rogue focused character, you could still level up basically by sneaking around doing puzzles and fighting secrets. You don't have to kill everything. I'd like to get to that for God's sake woman. Right, another level done. How many more? 2, 3. Yeah, we can complete them all in a row. Then we'll have to go and deliver the succulents. Succulent Soother. Will be probably 1,000 experience points at least. In exchange for moving from area to area a little bit. Shouldn't be too big of an issue. There is a camp here, and that's it. There's the encampment. Secure it first. A lot of mastiffs. And nothing else. Vampire regeneration +2. I'll take it. Direct upgrade what we have. Also means we can dump the vampiric generation +1. I would prefer elemental damage of some sort on the weapon. Yeah, it's gonna be borderline worthless against certain enemy types, but against everything else it's a massive increase in the damage we do. That's a strength build. That's another thing we probably should focus on, because we have such a good variety of those immunity items. We can definitely have an item like the belt that's focused purely on upping our strength, and it's pretty much the best way we can increase our damage currently, because we can't upgrade our weapon. Just upgrade the guy instead. Extra chance to hit, extra damage.
Here you meet your end!
Should be getting a third attack soon. Damage type, extra damage type piercing. Might add to the weapon, so just piercing and blunt damage, depending on which is more effective against the target. Although I chose the blunt damage specifically, so it would be effective against pretty much everything. Damage reduction +1/20. So now we can add this shit to whatever we want. It's just ridiculously overpowered, the equipment. Makes pretty much... Spellcaster is a horrible choice here. Because, well, it's not like they won't help a spellcaster, but you still have to usually kill things through spellcasting. And that means constant resting, which is the most troublesome part of this adventure module. Negative energy damage. We're actually getting a decent amount of experience from killing. Not exactly a huge amount by enemies, but still a regular, steady amount. This is a mini boss. Worth 173 experience points. A bard. This is a complete quest now. 2000 experience points gained. Excellent. So 4500 to get a level up. I don't even recall where we got that quest. Doesn't really matter. I think this should be a boss fight. Hunting for a boar. I'm guessing what we didn't see there is that they're changing shape. Not that it matters in the slightest. The hunt has begun and the prey is in our lair. To arms, my friends, to teeth and claws and paws. What fun. Yeah, you're gonna get your ass kicked fairly quickly, I'd say. You literally cannot harm me and destroy you. Ooh, that's a good one. 27 points of damage, that's what it did. 17 cut through, and it's pretty much healed up. Oh, let us parley, that I might speak my piece before you wrest the very life from my body. Let us duel with words to see if some mutual benefit might be found. 4,000 experience points. Pretty close to a level up now. Yes. So if you would run from boss to boss, that would also be a fairly good way to get experience, but you would have to give up on a lot of equipment upgrades, which is a lot more important.
Salutations.
I yield to you, in supplication most proper toward an enemy so skilled. I have given my all, to the very letter of the deal, and the mad fool of a wizard cannot deny that I did my best to slay you. Yeah. You were a challenge, but I have beaten you fairly. You certainly have. I know that your blood must boil with the desire to kill me, or I would feel no different myself. Yet I ask that you listen to my tale, and perhaps we can find some common ground. Of course we can. Okay. Who are you? The name is Lord Antoine Baka, Vizier de Guise, and I wish it was a great pleasure to meet you, but I have only been defeated so soundly once before. The first time I was a dead drunk mortal and was attacked by a lycanthrope. Tell me more. This is not a natural setting for a man of my taste, and I long to leave here and never return. My spirit cries out for the feel of the grass, the sound of the forest, the scent of the prey, and the taste of wine. The Bacha family was notorious for our parties. These were revelries where drinking was the path and pleasure the only goal. Friends would come from miles around to stay for weeks, even months. All of noble birth, plus those who amused us were invited. Our favorite activity, besides wenching, no, even more than wenching, was to get terribly drunk and go hunting. We were young and foolish, and we did love roasting boar in a spit. But that night, our prey seemed smarter than normal, as difficult to tell as that is when drunk. The beast got the better of me and gored me horribly. It spilled my guts, and I thought I would surely die. Yet you survived. I was weak and spent months in bed, contemplating my own mortality and becoming irrationally fearful of death. My father was greatly concerned with my inability to heal, so he called for a friend of his, a powerful wizard named Halaster. Halaster discovered that I was a lycanthrope, which pleased me. When I told him what I truly feared, he offered me hope, in the form of a potion of youth. I was warned that it was also a poison, but I didn't care, since he had an antidote. He gave me a small dose, and I was back to my old self. Really? Of course, I was still a lycanthrope, but my friends and I returned to our wild lifestyle, and I made them drink the potion as part of our joining ritual, an eternal revelry. But the antidote was only temporary, and Halaster moved here under Mountain. We followed, begging, asking, demanding that he tell us how to make the antidote. Instead, he simply laughed and forced us to live here and fight for his amusement in exchange for the potion, and that is my tale. What do you want from me? Halaster brews the potion somewhere else in this horrid dungeon, in another lieutenant's realm. I have not been able to determine where he keeps the recipe, but there is a certain smell in the air from the brewing process. I have a totem, an extension of myself, that you could take with you. Halaster has made certain that I cannot leave this room without taking great damage, but if I had the recipe, I could brew the drink I need to keep me healthy. This would make it possible for me to leave, I hope. I must take that chance. We must not be caged. Decision. I'll help you find the recipe. Excellent. Here is a totem I carved of myself. Just use it and you shall be able to converse with me. Malar help you in your hunt. Oh, one more thing before you leave. There is still a long way to go before you can face Halaster. Help me in this, and I will help you reach him. I look forward to your battles against my peers, and more, my superiors. There now. I have opened a portal that shall transport you back to the surface, where you can find another entrance into a different part of Undermountain. Best of luck. So we need to find an X amount of lieutenants to defeat, do their little bidding, and then we are ready to face Halaster. And that's pretty much the adventure here. Or is it? I assume it is. Or is it? Because the entire point of the system is that it's an infinite dungeon. Also, I noticed that when you look at the try to control the dungeon, it says basic in brackets. So I'm assuming there are other than basic controls that you can have. Basic is pretty much choose if you want a warrior, wizard, or rogue. That's it. No other control. Wish to be able to get a level up from just killing, though it doesn't matter if there are any activities here. We also need to return the succulent before we leave here. Attack bonus versus elf. How about no? There's nothing here, so it's just a killing.
By the mother's wrath!
We'll get a few extra items out of this kill experience. We could probably get a level up by just returning the succulents at this point though. At the same time, I think there is a reason to explore the dungeons now. A genuine reason. Every dungeon seems to have some sort of weird place or a device that some other lieutenant is looking for. So if you don't explore everything, there's a good chance you won't find it. Exceptions would be if you already have played through this, so you know exactly what you're looking for. But I recall the first dungeon, for example, had sort of a... what did it? I sort of feel like I definitely found some kind of a device that seemed like certainly someone wants it. Or something like that was said in a text, but there was no use for it there. So I wonder if it's something that a certain lieutenant is looking for. It would be totally meaningless for anyone who doesn't have that quest. And it's not marked on any of the maps. Where did I take the damage? Sneak attack hit, critical hit, 33 points of critical damage. From the Prince of Thieves. Stone Skin Potion, okay, that's a good one. If we encounter serious trouble, that'll give us a lot of survivability. I've also sacrificed the regeneration on a lot of items, and it's showing now that we're starting to take damage. The recovery is fairly slow. I do have the +2 on the vampiric regeneration on the weapon, so if we get into a fight we can restore ourselves a little
The
bit
good
faster.
of all!
Get away!
Also, the vampiric regeneration seems to only affect like the first attack you do in a turn, something along those lines. Do not get the +2 hit points on every strike, at least the record there doesn't seem to be showing it. Also because it's +1, right? That probably explains it. It's the other way around. But still, it's so little. Better than nothing. No. That's a worthless potion to us. I have that as a passive ability over the... Next weapon master level is fairly important. Got our third attack. A fairly important level up this time too.
The good!
Rather, we got our fourth attack because we're hasted. Also improves the usefulness of the vampiric regeneration. It's potentially a stronger heal than the regeneration at this point. And it's just +1. We do have a +2 recipe that we could use. I don't think we need to find a shopkeeper for our loot. We can just go and see little Timmy. Right. Who the hell was... where was the succulent guy? It's probably that one. Or that one. Doesn't really matter. So we'll go west, south, and then out. Rubber Baron. Why are there enemies here? Must have bypassed this fairly quickly. $1,000 experience points, 1,000 gold.
Here you meet your end!
And we're fully ready to leave. I think we need to go south, that's where there's the merchant, and then back east. That's where the exit is. Actually, no need to really visit the merchant. We'll just sell it to little Timmy. Go east. Second dungeon done. We can enter the old dungeons, right? Let's go here, because I have the ability to finish this one's quest.
What?
At last you have found the staff. My poor husband's ring finger. Ah, the band that was supposed to bind us together. Last symbol of our marriage. I must take this and bury it. Perhaps then my husband's soul will find rest. I thank you.
It is rightfully yours.
The lock of my hair will grant you the reward I promised. Use the luck and you will make friends of the worst enemies, so long as they are of equal stature as you. The magic will only work for a time, so use it wisely.
2,500 experience points too. Where's the hair? Fuck is that? It's the totem. This is a totem of Lord Antoine's, the werebore. It should help guide you to the recipe for the poison cure. Where's the lock of something? Has the ability to permanently turn a medium-sized enemy into a follower. It is limited in the number of uses. Unused predict. Still, yay for us. And it's totally completed, right. We do have to prepare our character in the sense that the end boss is gonna be Hallister, like super powerful mage. I'm not sure if we have to kill him. I'm not sure that's possible in any
you
way.
are really doing well. I just knew you were a great adventurer. I was afraid you might not survive some of these dangers, but you are so tough.
I don't see how we could kill Hallister. I mean, we can survive his test, which is pretty much what this without a doubt is, but there's no way we can kill him.
From the way things are moving around down there, I'll bet you defeated that werebore that I've heard so much about. So, did you want to talk about the next dungeon, or did you want to do some trading?
How do you know so much about this dungeon?
Like I told you, other adventurers tell me stuff, and sometimes I just have a really good imagination. I dream about it sometimes too. Like this one time, I dreamt that there was this giant statue with wings and it came to life and chopped up a drow. And then it ate the drow, but the drow turned into a black pudding and it made the statue explode, which killed all the mermaids on the underwater level. I think mermaids are beautiful and they scream so pleasantly. Now, dungeon talk or trading? That would be great.
Do you have any builds? 74,000. Slashing resist 25. Universal saving throws 2. That's a solid build right there. Or spell immunity to level 2 or right. The goddamn build. I should not have bought the build. It is a good build. The problem is we probably prefer a strength build. So storage. Who knows though? Who knows? Helmet of Freedom plus Whittle saving throws. Talisman of Pure Evil. Also, we need to keep a lookout for heal potions. Sooner or later, the regeneration and damage resistance is gonna fail us. We do need to heal at that point. So, damage reduction, piercing. What exactly does this even do? Bludgeoning, not bad. But bludgeoning isn't all that common. Still, maybe we should hold on to some of these. What exactly are we holding on to on the helmet front? Immunity to fear, slashing resist, totally worthless at this point. Negative energy resist, somewhat useful I'd say, but would have to be a very specific situation. Still, I can see it having its uses. Wisdom plus 4, so that's something we have no use for. Piercing resist 15 on an amulet, I don't think so. The core bracer ring amulet is sort of taken at this point. It just has fundamentally more important abilities there. Doesn't make the damage resistance worthless, but preferably I would like it on other items. Ring is an acceptable one. Immunity to death magic, thank you very much. So 10 damage versus slashing 10. I think I'll take it with the soak 10 damage. It's still probably useful, but death magic is our one remaining weakness, or was. And the reflex saving throw bonus is nice. Freedom and fortitude saves. Freedom. Well, it's pretty much a direct upgrade. Electrical damage, mind affecting saving throws. Cold resist, saving throws, spell immunity to cone of cold. What the hell is this shit? Immunity to level ability drain. Well, that's not bad, but mind affecting immunity is only on one item, so spell resistance 18, that's pretty good. I don't think spell resistance of any level is gonna save us though. But 18 that's starting to be very good, like very, very good. Freedom on a helmet. I don't think we need that. Electrical resistance 30, could be useful. Probably not, but could be useful. Helm of the Stranger Danger. Some ice level, ice magic, fire resistance 30, cold vulnerability. So heavy fire usage, this could be a saving grace. Also, helmets don't contain currently anything vital, so it would be easy to just change it in. Spell resistance 18, it's fine, but it's not that great. Spellcraft plus 6. Weightless Ring of Dark Vision. Saving throws, Fortitude plus 3. Damage soaking. Immunity to spell levels, blah blah blah. Rubbish. Rubbish. God damn it. Slashing resist, bonus to surge. Rubbish. Oh, rubbish. Crap. Please be a good strength belt. It is not. It is a strength belt. Plus 3 strength, bludgeoning resist, and some saving throw bonuses. Plus 4, plus 3 strength isn't that good though. Still, it is better than that. Because no one's throwing that many spells at us. And that's a lot of extra damage, a lot of extra carry weight. I'll still hold on to this. If we face large amounts of opponents that throw low level spells at us, I currently don't have that many hit points really. My ability to survive depends entirely on not really taking all that much damage in the first place. Plus 2 slashing resist and enchantment bonus. It's better than this one though, because we can add the vampiric regeneration to anything. So yeah, the slashing resist isn't great, but it's better than this. More or less highlights the bad quality weaponry. We lack offensive capability in general, that's the main problem. So that's why I want the strength belt. We want to use the minimum amount of items we have to cover basics, then we want to boost offensive power where possible. I think I could add certain abilities to other items, but I still couldn't add any offensive capabilities through these, so I don't want to bother. I have to have some kind of a gain from doing that using up my gemstones. If not, I'll just store the gemstones for another time. Energy, negative energy resist 20. We already had one of these, but I don't think it was I don't recall what it was at all. We had one of those already. Regeneration and spell resistance, not bad. Slashing resist 20. That's quite good. This would be useful against specific opponents. Basically something where we can't do it with the equipments that we currently have. So we would switch out an item or two for a single fight. Vampiric regeneration plus 2. I think I had a plus 1 somewhere, so we should get rid of that. Is value worthless now? I might have already done that. Right. I'll leave things here. You'll have to remember to do some enchantment when we find an actual anvil. Maybe look at what the next dungeon is. Magris's Hive. That doesn't tell me much. Why the hell can't I see the whole map? Right. Plot giver, shop, hopefully.